Hello and thanks for joining me in another hypingtech.com podcast. Quick tech talks episode to bring up to date with the weekly news. We can have a look at a number of articles around the last day to save your Google photos, so some information about that, as well as a basic version of Windows for a gaming device, the Stream Deck gaming device. A great mirrorless starter camera. If you're thinking about that, we're going to have a look at what they're suggesting recently. MP3 players, remember those? Twitter's going, apparently they're calling it a new name. We're going to have a look at that, as well as Bluetooth headsets. And we're going to have a look at some fun articles around parking from Lad Bible and what English sounds like to foreign speakers. That's going to be interesting. So first up, we've got the last day to save your Google album archive photos before they're gone forever. CNET article. Google is scrapping its own web gallery system. Here's how to download your photos and videos before they're deleted. So this is something very important. If you haven't already bought your own network attached storage and saving your own photos and videos on your own server, basically it's like a hard drive, maybe think about that, because at any point things like this can happen where you have to muddle and start saving photos so you don't lose your memories. And it's always good to have them stored on your own location, because they can't hike the price up really high or change it or turn it off, and then you have to be like, oh wait a minute, I didn't hear about this. So hopefully you've heard about this, but if you haven't heard about it, if you're using Google and you're using it to store photographs, we'll have a quick look at this article, see what they're suggesting. If you've ever used Google Hangouts, Picasa, or any other discontinued Google products, you'll want to check Google Album Archive right away for photos and videos you may have shared and forgotten. So these are memories as you've used your phone over the years. After today, those media files might be gone forever. Google Album Archive is a catch-all destination for other media you've shared on various Google services that generally isn't stored elsewhere. So it may not necessarily be your Google directly photos, it'll be photos that you're using throughout the Google system. So maybe it saves like a draft, like for example, if you've used WhatsApp, it saves in your pictures, but then it saves in the WhatsApp pictures folder as well. So it's that kind of thing. And if you've lost your phone, you'll still be able to get some of those photos back. So that's an interesting one for Google. Check that out, see if that affects you. Now, basic versions of Windows is things like, you know, Ubuntu and Linux. They have like basic light versions of themselves for different devices. So this device is basically a gaming type gear, Game Gear. Think of Game Gear, it reminds me of that. When even with the Xbox being over 20 years old, let that sink in. 20 years old. Microsoft has yet to jump into the booming gaming handheld console market. Still, at least its employees, both past and present, have made it clear that the company is more than capable of creating a dedicated platform for gaming handhelds, which is important, as handhelds like the Stream Deck, I call it Stream Deck, but it's Steam Deck. Stream Deck is the other monstrosity from Elgato that doesn't ever work and it always glitches out, because I use it in my live streams, and this thing here, when it updates, all your software gets wiped out. So I've already contacted them about that. Okay, and we had a previous episode on hypingtech podcast explaining how to get around that, because what will happen is if you're using the Stream Deck, all your buttons and icons will basically go. So if you haven't got a backup on an external drive, years of networks and attachments and storages and all sorts will be gone basically. At first, reportedly, by Verge, Microsoft leaker Walking Cat on Twitter recently shared internal videos of company devs discussing the proliferation. I don't know how you say that word. Proliferation. It's pro, then life, and then ration, all in one word, of handheld gaming PCs and their own efforts to get Windows to work well in handheld format. A little bit boring, to be honest with you. It's like, oh, we made a smaller version of Windows for your gaming device. Okay. Okay, now something a bit more interesting and exciting. Cameras. So with the camera situation, we have got Nikon Z30 vlogging camera is a great mirrorless starter pick. Is it? Ooh, okay. You know, we've looked at a number of cameras. So, okay, well, I like this. They always have a nice on Gizmodo. What is it? The mirrorless camera that's great for run and gun shooting. Pros, great video and impressive photo quality. It's the Z30 for the price. Surprisingly good built-in stereo. $850 is not a cheap camera. You can get... I've got one of my cameras here. Oh yeah, I've not got a small one because I'm always using it for the other content that I make, because on every Monday we normally have the hypingtech podcast, but every other day of the week different channels are having videos made by me. So then I've got a separate camera for each one of those that I use when I take them out, so it's not here right now. But yeah, I don't know, use your mobile phone. Easiest, basically. There's no reason why you shouldn't. All your software is on there. You can have your video on there, you can edit on there, you can share to social media. I use it a lot now, and you can get 4K video easily out of mobile phones. Still photographs, if you're taking it more seriously, get a DSLR camera. If you want a mirrorless camera, use something like the R5. Canon's R5 is nice. My first MP3 player had everything I needed. Did it? Okay, it had a wide remote, a radio, a voice recorder, 2 optical ports, and loads of physical buttons. I've had it for half my life. Optical ports, why would you need an optical port if you're connecting it to another device? Okay, yeah, so this is like a big search, mini displays and that kind of thing. I don't know. Oh, Motorola G Stylus 5G 2023 upcoming bloatware pal. So basically I don't like that when they give you new phones and there's just loads of random things you have to uninstall. Then what's the pros? Very good battery life, capable performance, likable stylus features, NEC, NFC for mobile payments, headphone jack. Wow. The bad, bloatware up the wazoo, laggy camera. Okay, camera's a big one, big turn off. We're not having that. Okay, Twitter is rebranding to X and killing the bird logo. So is that going to be like twitter.x.com or x.com? X is like a generic letter. Have they got websites? I don't know. It's the end of an era for the bird app. Sometimes they need to overhaul, readjust, rejuvenate. Elon Musk's rebrand of Twitter seems to be underway in series of late night tweets. Saturday, Musk shared that the company's famous bird logo and name would soon be no more. The company, it seems, will simply be known as X. Okay, he likes this kind of thing, doesn't he? Oh wait, I've got his tweets here. Still officially abandoning... okay, wait, no, I thought I had a tweet there. Okay, yeah. As soon as we shall bid adieu to the Twitter brand and gradually all the birds. Okay. So Twitter is working on new publishing tools for long form articles. So we make it into a blog website, are we? Interesting. 5 Bluetooth headsets for phone calls. Do you use these things anymore? This used to be like the raving thing. Jabra, Blue Parrot. You might need it for certain jobs. Poly, Voyager, Bluetooth headphones. Yeah, because people are using like... you've got headphones that have that capability, earbuds and stuff. So why would you get a dedicated Bluetooth? Interesting. Now, this episode has been made possible by trustedcreators.org. We will be going on to the last few articles today, the fun ones. These are the ones you've been holding on for. And to make this episode possible, trustedcreators.org, check it out. You can check out more information about getting sponsored. If you're a content creator, it basically helps you get the gear you need and stuff. Yeah, hopefully that helps you. Anyway, TikTok. Driving instructor has genius tip to make sure you can reverse into parking space every time. Okay, so that mirror trick.
As soon as I start reversing, I'm going to steer all the way to the left.
You take one big turn and use your view mirror, line up with the other car, and then you opposite turn. He's saying it better than I can, but I learned this years ago from my driving instructor. So it's just, I think, yeah, it's just interesting. But better than that.
How English sounds to foreigners. Kella, here are Razy Donleys. Mildis Timloop and Meserjob? Hell, we Moser to Mitchenham. But the man Norfert Probels any Sandfell. How like, in order to previve the Taffley Karsh, Repisline explain a Carmery, or Lian making him on bully tut, Matin does not Lenral. You need to bathe your literally dog water, you need to lat from Redation, Wick, and Tager. I'll teach the Leech Eye down amatingly. Man, dear.
What? Okay, that was a fun one. Wait, what?
Mildis Timloop and Meserjob? Hell, we Moser to Michincam. But the man Norfert Probels any Sandfell. How like, in order to previve the Taffley Karsh, Repislan explaining Carmery, or Leon making him on bully tut Matt.
Okay, so it's basically, there's some words that you recognize, but yeah, it's interesting. Thank you for joining me on this episode of hypingtech.com podcast. I will see you on the next episode, which you can check out right here.